Rodney's Northwest Riding Reviews. I did a video just a little bit ago, and so if you haven't seen that already, I'll try to put a link in the description, but go check that out. So the review today is on my 2022 Tundra. It has BF Goodrich KO2 tires. I put the tires on when the vehicle was brand new. Currently have just over 32,000 miles on it. And so with over 30,000 miles on the tires, I wanted to see how it was going to do in the snow in comparison to how it did when I first got it. So, see your current situation here. So the snow, that's probably over 12 inches right there. You can see that the skid plates are dragging. And so we're pushing a little bit of snow, not a lot, but we're pushing a little bit of snow. It is slick. And so, you know, like I said, I want to kind of give you an idea how it does in the snow. I can feel the tires spinning quite a bit. And so a lot of that has to do with pushing the snow, but then also, you know, just being slick on the bottom as well. So, like I said, one of the things I can tell is that it doesn't have as much biting edge as what they did when they were brand new. You know, granted, with 30,000 miles on it, most tires, you know, unless you paid for a high dollar all-terrain tire, most tires at 30,000 miles would be pretty well done. But these actually still have quite a bit of tread. In fact, I'll show you here. I don't know if you can see very well there, but they still have quite a bit of tread. You know, not near as much as what it had when it was new, but it's still enough that, you know, you can see down there, you know, that it's still gripping. One of the things, let me get up here in the front. So one of the things that impressed me most with these tires when it was brand new is, number one, how well it did in the snow. And you can see, you know, you can see where the axle there is probably was pushing the snow. But it did very well. I just went over the San Am Pass, and in the ice, very good traction. Not near as much as what it did when it was brand new, but it really has good lateral traction. And so, you know, going around corners and whatnot where a lot of people were sliding out or you know, losing grip, these actually do very well. It still has sipes on the tires, and you can see the sipes there. So anyway, I want to jump back in. Like I said, obviously it's pretty deep. So this would be a great example of how, you know, what to expect in the snow. And so, if I didn't mention already, these are 34-inch KO2's. This is on my 2022 Tundra. This is the 11th of January, 2024. I wanted to make this, you know, a couple months ago, but unfortunately here in Oregon, we've had a little bit of snow, and then like the next day or so, it would thaw out, you know, dry up, heat up rather, and thaw out. And so it didn't last. So we finally got some snow accumulation here, and I thought it'd be a great time to get out there and do the videos. So let's ride along. There is more snow out here this time than when it was last time I came out. Let's see if it was losing traction there. There was probably 8 to 10 inches of snow the last time, and it did really well. And as you can see up here, there is some previous tracks. If I stay in there, it doesn't do too bad, but obviously if I get in the deep stuff, it's really pushing snow. Now I hope we don't have to use it, but I did bring a shovel just in case. You can see what it looks like back there. Now, I've had the question come up many times, and this would be a great time to show you. So, people want to know, what happens if you put it in crawl control? Now, keep in mind, crawl control only works in low range, so if you try to use it in high range, it's not going to do anything, and I'll give you an example. So, I've got crawl control engaged. I've got speed set there for 10 miles an hour. If I let my foot off, it does absolutely nothing. So now, we're going to go into neutral. Go into low range. It's back in drive. Okay, you can feel it engaging there. So now we're going to go into, and unfortunately it doesn't allow you to select snow. So we're just going to use rock for right now. Now I'm going to set the speed. Oops, excuse me. Got to engage crawl control. So crawl control is engaged. All I'm doing is steering. Foot's not on the brakes or the gas pedal. It actually seems to be doing fine. So let's see if we can speed it up. It's as high as it'll go right now. Okay, so now let's stop. We're going to go into neutral. We're going to take it out of 4 low. Of course, crawl control is going to be turned off. And so let's put it back in 4 high and see how it operates. Back up for just a moment. Okay, we're back in 4 high. Okay, we're struggling to get traction. So let's try to go back into crawl control again. Go back into crawl control. So you have to put it in 4 high first, engage crawl control, then go into 4 low. I want you to do a multi-train select. So set on mogul. Put in drive. Then you can engage crawl control, set your speed. So it actually does do better in crawl control in the snow. Now granted, you're not getting anywhere very fast, but it is using your analog braking system just to prevent the tires from spinning. In high range, of course you can see how much snow we're pushing back there. In high range, it wants to start hopping. It's just trying to grab traction, and so, you know, it's struggling. So in crawl control, using the analog braking system, it actually works pretty well. So now I have been up here once before. It looks like a big open area there, and honestly I don't remember whether it is or not. I know there's a ditch right there, so I kind of hate to jump off in there, but we may end up doing that. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm just going to spin around here and kind of back into that. Like I mentioned, I brought a shovel, but I'd hope not to have to use it. So it takes a second for the crawl control to take over again. So you can step on the brakes, you can step on the gas, and you can override it at any time. You see it kind of engaging back there. Okay, so let's try taking it out of crawl control. Go back into 4-wheel drive high for a second. All right, you can see how deep the snow is there. So in this situation, four-wheel drive high worked better than the crawl control. Now, if you run into this situation, so it's currently in 4 low, and like we're trying to get into 4 high, and so if for whatever reason it's not wanting to come out of gear, you may need to move forward or backwards just a hair. Okay, go back into 4 high, or 4 low rather. There, it went back into 4 high. So sometimes you just have to play with it. I've had people call me and say, hey, listen, I'm having problems with my vehicle. I can't get it into 4 low. You need to engage 4 high first, let it set, and sometimes that might mean just kind of letting off on the throttle to take pressure off of that transfer case, or you may have to come to a complete stop and you know, go from 4 high down into 4 low. So, all right, we're back in 4 high. You can see the ruts that we made there coming out. Now, downhill assist will work in both 4 high and 4 low. Granted, it's not going to do us any good right now because we're on pretty flat ground and we're pushing snow. But if you were coming down a mountain pass or you know, coming down a steep gravel hill or something, you can have it in 4 high. I had a person one time sent me a message saying, hey, crawl control will work in 4 high as well. And I said, no, unfortunately I've tried it and it does not. So crawl control works only in low range. Your downhill assist will work in high and low. So. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop the video there. Hopefully I've given you guys enough good information. Are the KO2 tires good? Yes, absolutely. Probably the one area that maybe they are not the best in would be probably in, you know, water covered pavement and also ice. So if you're on a street with nothing but the ice on it, they're not the best in that area. They do have the sipes and they do help. But I would say where the KO2 tires really shine would be in snow, snow-covered roads, some ice, mud. It does a pretty good job in the mud by you know, ejecting the mud and rocks. And then obviously they have a hard carcass to them, so they're very puncture resistant. So when you compare that to the tires that actually come on the Tundras, they come with what they, you know, it's a Falcon Wild Peak AT3W, I think is what they were. And they actually did really well in the snow and ice, but they're not very puncture resistant. They're a much lighter tire. You're gonna have very little tread depth on them, and so they're not gonna be any good in the mud, and they definitely won't be anywhere near as good in the deep snow like we're in today. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully this might answer some questions for some people. Take the time to like and subscribe. I try to put content out every week. I do apologize. I have been sick. Had a little surgery for kidney stones, and that kind of put me on the sidelines for a little bit. So finally feeling better, want to get out there and get you some information. But if there's things that you would like to know, whether it be about the Tundra, whether it be about the new Tacoma coming out, let me know what it is. Let me know how I can help. I'll try to put it in a video, or at least, you know, message you back and answer your questions. So thanks again for watching. Hope you guys have a great day.